Windows 10 Best New Feature 6 is the updated command prompt. I'm not going to say an awful lot about the updated command prompt because I recorded an entirely separate module for Pluralsight focusing specifically on those capabilities. But the long story short is that Microsoft has made great additions to the console host, also known as conhost.exe. That's the parent process that's responsible for both the cmd.exe traditional command prompt that you see in the foreground, as well as the Windows PowerShell console host that you're seeing on the screen right now. These are experimental features, as they're called, and you can get to them by left-clicking the control box, coming down to Properties, and navigating to the Experimental tab. You can turn those experimental features on or off globally with one click, or you can just do it one-off. It looks like there's 4, 5, 6. To understand what each does, you could either check out my Pluralsight video, or you can hover your mouse over each one. You'll notice that it has a pop-up that describes what it does. An obvious one right here is this opacity slider. Check this out. I'm going to lower the opacity, and you notice how clear the window is. This is extremely helpful for us OS scripters, our PowerShell scripting and our shell scripting, because the idea is we can go out to the Microsoft scripting guys, let's say, and learn some nifty new PowerShell tricks. And check this out. We can have the console. We don't have to worry about flip-flopping back and forth if you don't have a multiple display environment. You can simply use the opacity to see through the window to see the code in the background. Another thing that's dramatic and cool about this is the ability to do really fancy copy and paste tricks. You can do Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, both in and out of the console window. Another thing, and you don't have to worry about Mark or Quick Edit or any of that. You just drag and drop. Let me quickly show you that. I'll do a get help for a typical commandlet, and I'll show the full feedback so we can fill the screen with data. I'm actually going to quickly go back and adjust the opacity. You'll see we have Enable Line Wrapping Selection. We can wrap text output on resize. You can do the Control key shortcuts. By the way, Control-C functions as both copy and as break, depending upon whether you have something highlighted. Now look at this. Historically, you couldn't do line wrapped selection. You just had a rectangle. I'll press Enter to put that into the buffer. And now let's open Notepad. Control-V, and you've got yourself some really nice pasted output. Isn't that great? And the resize bit is you have reflow in the window as you adjust the size of the command prompt window. The buzz on the street is that Microsoft has finally brought the command prompt into the 21st century, and I would say that's a very fair statement indeed.